This is Phillies Talk, presented by Team Toyota. I am Spencer McKercher, digital video producer here at NBC Sports Philadelphia. Once again, joined by my co-host, Sean Kane, the producer of Phillies pre- and post-game live. Sean Kane.
Spencer.
Good to see you, pal.
Good to see you. How you doing? All right?
I'm good. We're hanging in there.
Good.
It was a long weekend.
Yep.
Baseball and in life.
Yes. Yeah.
My goodness, dude. What was it, 10 hours?
10 hours and 43 minutes of baseball over the weekend. That doesn't include Friday's rain delay, so just of actual game time, 10 hours, 43 minutes. So you can do the math there. That is well over 3 hours per, almost right around 3.5 hours per. Kind of felt like the Gabe Kapler era.
It really did.
Like 2018, 2019, when all those games were like 3.5 hours. It was brutal.
Do you remember that game in Pittsburgh? It was like the longest 9-inning game.
Yeah,
like
4
ever.
hours, which is just crazy. Yeah,
gosh,
it was rough, man. And obviously they win the game Sunday, which sure beats getting swept. But it was going to be a disappointing series regardless. But then, Schwarber hits a couple homers, Lazardo pitches great. You're thinking, all right, it's going to be a nice clean win. But then, of course, Kerkering, squanders that 5-2 lead, and you go in extra innings. And, again, a win's better than a loss. But I'm not exactly fired up about the way they played all week, that's for sure. It's hard to be kind of optimistic about what you saw in the last 3 games.
Yeah, 4-3 in this homestand. We always say a winning record, we will take that. That's always the goal. 4-3, though, don't necessarily love that. Mm-hmm. But either way, they salvage a game in the Toronto series of just ugly baseball. In fact, the last time we talked, Sean Kane, was right after the Luis Arráez deal and at the MLB trade deadline.
Yep.
And, man, what an instant impact he had on Tuesday. It was ridiculous. The first 2 at-bats, comes up, produces 2 runs with a double and a base hit. And then on Wednesday, hits his first home run with the Phils, has a massive bat flip. It was awesome. But he's been really the spark that this team needed. Watching him just kind of do his thing at the plate, watching him continue to just smack balls around. I know he's kind of struggled the last 2 games. That's okay. He actually did swing and miss at one pitch for the first time in his Phillies career.
Yep.
But either way, I think what he's been doing so far is exactly what I expected and exactly what I wanted from Luis Arráez for this Phillies team.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about Luis Arráez, but I first have a technical question for you about this podcast.
Yeah.
Usually when we're taping this podcast, I see a little clock real quick that we're taping. I'm worried. Are we recording? We're good? We are recording? All right, good.
We are recording.
All right, good. I don't see my normal clock, and I was like, I would hate to do like this podcast and be like, you know what? We didn't even record that.
Wait, check this out.
So I hate to. The clock just went away on me. This is awful podcasting. I apologize. Now we're live. Now it's starting. Now my clock is going. But we've been going the whole time.
I would better believe it.
All right, so maybe I'll just keep my mouth shut and let you deal with the technical aspect of it.
Digital guys over here, man.
Digital, yeah, that's right. I'm still learning. But yeah, no, Arráez has been giving him, obviously 0 for 6 on Sunday, which I think before Sunday he had 1 career game where he was 0 for 6. So that shows you how rare an 0 for 6 for him is. But still productive, still puts the ball in play. Yes, he's been exactly what the lineup needed, which is what we kind of hoped for beforehand. And he kind of affects and impacts the way teams pitch to Harper. Because in the extra innings, like John Kruk mentioned it on the broadcast, like you could bunt Turner there. Of course, Turner doesn't get it down and doesn't do the job. But you can bunt Turner and open the base for Bryce because they're probably not going to walk Bryce in that situation in extra innings, because then you put Bryce on base and his base is loaded for Arráez, who always puts the ball in play, and you're kind of just asking Arráez to go ahead and win the game there. So his contact skills, his bat-to-ball skills, in that cleanup spot, which we thought maybe they might bat him first or second, but he's been in that cleanup spot, batting behind Harper, and with guys on base. I mean, Harper walked, 4 times on Sunday? So Harper's always on base. Schwarber's on base a lot. Turner's getting on base. So guys going to be on base for him. He's putting the ball in play, and good things are going to happen. Sunday's 0 for 6 aside. He's been great. Again, continuing to have a positive impact on an offense that really needed a shot in the arm.
100%. I guess it was going into Friday. In the 10 plate appearances where Harper was hitting behind Arráez, in front of Arráez.
Yeah.
He walked in 5 of those 10 at-bats.
Yeah.
So maybe we will see Bryce kind of getting on base a little bit more. But, yeah, it's just the spark that this team needed. The energy that he brings is contagious. We've seen it. Then, just like I said, him kind of at the plate doing his little dances after every pitch. I love it. It's exactly what this team needed.
Agreed.
And hopefully he can continue that. Now, the 2 other bullpen arms.
Well, one might be out for a while.
It doesn't look and sound good for Caleb Killian if you missed it on Sunday in the 11th, I believe. It was either the 10th or the 11th.
It was the 12th.
It was the 12th.
Wasn't it the last pitch thrown in that game?
It was.
For Philly?
It was.
I think so.
Yeah, so Killian throws the pitch. It's a pop-up to first base and Alec Bohm. But immediately when he pitched, he kind of went down, grabbed his side, Don Mattingly said it could be a rib thing. It sure looks like an oblique.
Yeah.
But Don's like, he's getting imaging. We don't know how long, but it didn't look good when it happened. So that would be really bad to have Caleb Killian, a guy that comes over here with a Luis Arraez, go down for an extended period of time. It would not be great. But him and Brooks Raley really haven't impressed me all that much. And then again, on Sunday, we have, like you mentioned, a Ryan Kirkering blow up again.
Yeah.
And I'm getting real tired of seeing that.
Yeah, I mean, if Alvarado does the job Saturday and Kirkering does the job tonight, Sunday, we're talking about, all right, we took 2 out of 3, and we're just feeling a lot better about it. Regardless if they won the game Sunday or not. If Kirkering does the job in the 8th, Duran comes on in the 9th, it's a much cleaner 5-2 win. Lazardo pitches great, Schwarber a couple home runs, and you're feeling a lot better about that win than you are with the way it unfolded after that. But there's issues in the bullpen. I mean, it's not breaking news. Like, Duran you feel good about. Other than that, like, when you get to October, if you get to October, who are you feeling good? Maybe Bolin, you could sell me on. You feel good about Bolin, maybe in a postseason spot. You feel good about Raley. I mean, I know he's having a good year with the Mets. You're right. He did have the one hiccup against the Nationals. He looked good on Sunday. He pitched, I believe, the 6th inning on Saturday. Pitched well. So you feel good about him. You certainly don't feel good about Alvarado. I don't know how you can feel good about Kirkering after what you've seen from him in his last 8 to 10 outings. Then you go down the list after that. It's like, Meza, okay, but is he really like a guy you feel good in a high leverage spot in the postseason? Sugart obviously is down. He'll be coming back up. You mentioned Killian's going to go on the IL. So there's just a lot of question marks there.
What about your buddy Allen?
Alan Ronhell back in the mix.
There we go.
A little death piece. Obviously good to see him back. I'm sure Knowles was excited to have him back as well. And shout out to Knowles. I know we're going to get to the whole weekend, but Aaron Nola, huge milestone on Saturday. 2,000 strikeouts. Only 2 Phillies pitchers in a Phillies uniform have struck out 2,000 hitters in a Phillies uniform. There's been a lot of guys that have come and gone and have 2,000 plus career strikeouts that pitch for the Phillies, but only 2 guys have struck out 2,000 hitters solely in a Phillies uniform. That's Aaron Nola and, of course, Steve Carlton, who was a little bit ahead of him. But a big weekend for Aaron. But, yeah, no, the bullpen, getting back to what we were talking about, you just can't feel good about it. It's a real problem. I don't know how you feel good about it. Who's coming to save the day? Tanner Banks. Is he going to come back like, he hasn't been good all year? So, I don't know. The trust tree in the bullpen, the trust circle is shrinking, and it's shrinking at the wrong time of year.
It is shrinking. It's almost closed.
Yeah.
There might not even be a circle of trust in this bullpen. It is. It's been a struggle all season long, and we mentioned it before. Like, where do you go? Where do you go now? I don't know if there's somebody in Philadelphia currently that can be of help. Obviously.
Alex McFarland? Gage Wood?
I'm really with McFarland. I was actually talking, me and Cole Weintraub on Phillies Batting Practice Live about that, and he believes that he's going to see McFarland back up here with this team. Bring him.
Yeah.
I mean,
throws hard. Live arm.
102.
Yeah.
I would love that. I think eventually maybe we'll get Alex McFarland to get called back up. Maybe that's the thing, but then it goes, hey, kid, here's the Dodgers in the NLCS.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they did to Kirkering 3 years ago. They
Correct.
brought him up, and he was pitching in the NLCS.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. But, yeah, maybe it is Alex McFarland to kind of cement this before Jahan Duran takes over in the 9th inning or later.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap up the bullpen. I'm just
It's
my biggest
Kirkering.
concern. Yeah,
it's a shame. Kirkering was really pitching well for the first few months of the season.
It was, man.
What he went through in the DS last year, thinking, all right, he's going to come back, he's going to have a good year, and he was having a good year, but he is just really, really struggling right now. And he got 2 quick outs on Sunday. You're like, all right, great. And then, and again, in his defense, kind of, it's not like they were smoking the ball all over the place. There were some bloops and some bleeders there, but the results speak for themselves. You just can't be coughing up a 3-run lead in the 8th inning.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot. And hopefully the Phillies can figure that out. Whether that is Alex McFarland, Jonathan Bolin, anybody, they got to figure it out though.
Yeah.
So,
and they could also, in the postseason, teams like to do this. You move your starters. So is Andrew Painter a guy they think could maybe be efficient in a bullpen role? Not that I'm like suggesting that and thinking that's going to be the answer.
I don't hate it though.
He's not going to start a postseason game. You wouldn't think.
Right.
If they need a 4th guy, it'll be Nola. So Painter throws hard, has theoretically some decent stuff. Maybe do you use him as a weapon out of the pen?
That'd be nice. We'll
know.
see. Then it just comes down to trust, and like you said, that circle is kind of small. So we'll see what happens with the Phillies moving forward in this bullpen. We just mentioned Knowles there, and I know you mentioned him before. Let's hit on that. What a cool moment, and it is a shame because I think some fans, I'm not saying all the fans, but Aaron Nola is going to go down as like a top 5 Phillies pitcher of all time. Is that a hot take? But I think what's going to stink is that I guess probably not top 5. Maybe top 10.
Like I think when you talk about like the career, the longevity, the counting stats, like he's going to be up there in starts and strikeouts and all that stuff and wins. Yeah.
He'll be in the top 4, top 3 and most of all these stats. But I think it's a shame, though, because he's just been such a workhorse. And him hopefully not being remembered by some Phillies fans over the last 3 years, because 18, 19, 20, 21, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Finishing, in the top 10 of Cy Young voting and all that. So I hope I hope some fans aren't like that, because I think when it's all said and done, Knowles is going to be, like I said, maybe a top 5 pitchers in Phillies history.
Yeah, like it's obviously what have you done for me lately, and we'll get caught up in the present, and I get that. And this year hasn't been great. Last year was even worse. However, this year I will say now I believe 6 of his last 7 starts, 3 earned or fewer. Pitched well again on Saturday. They just now haven't been giving him any run support. And then he finally leaves the game and they score some runs. And on Saturday, too, he left the game because he took that shot off the, I guess, both legs. They caught him in the right knee, then like the left lower leg. Says he's all right. Imaging was negative. X-rays negative. So he's going to be able to start. He thinks his next start's actually the Field of Dreams game in Iowa. But to answer your question, yes, like body of work, which we talked about this on the pre and post game shows yesterday, it's impressive. Like, 2,000 strikeouts. To take the ball, with the exception of the 25 season, 30-plus times every year, to go out there and pitch very effectively for the most part. He's had a really, really good run, and it's getting a little better. He's finding a little something now. I'm encouraged by how he's throwing. He's never going to be that guy you want to go 7 innings again and 1 earned run like what you see from Luzardo or obviously Sanchez and Wheeler. But I think you can expect from him, and you should want from him, 5 or 6 innings, give up 2 or 3 earned runs, and keep the team in the game. And that's kind of his role in the rotation right now. But yeah, I mean, you talk about like the peak guys of the Steve Carltons and Robin Roberts and Grover Cleveland Alexander way back in the day.
Roy,
like Roy obviously was here for 3 or 4 years, 2 of which were really good. Cliff came and went. And Zack Wheeler's been here now for 6-7 years, so he'll be certainly in that discussion. So there's been some guys that have come and gone. But in terms of longevity, I mean, Nola's on the short list of the most efficient, effective, productive, successful, whatever word you want to use, starting pitchers they've had here.
It's pretty awesome. In front of the podcast.
Cole Hamels, we should mention.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to throw him there at the
friend
end.
Of the podcast.
Friend of the pod. But yeah, I hope so, man. And hopefully we continue to appreciate Aaron Nola and what he's done in a Phillies uniform. And you never know. Could use him come postseason time. You got to get there first, though.
Yes, you do.
How about today on Sunday? Kyle back?
I sure looks like it.
My goodness, literally. Thank goodness is right.
Yeah,
because he needed it. It was a very long homerless streak, but it's finally snapped with not just 1 but 2 homers on Sunday. Sean Kane, is this maybe the start of the Kyle Schwarber that we're used to seeing?
I hope so, because obviously they need it. It's not a coincidence that he's gone into this drought, and they were like into today. I think they were 8-13 since the All-Star break. They lost 5 of 7 series since the break. It's because he's not that engine that he's been pretty much his whole time in Philadelphia. So yeah, his last home run, as you know, before Sunday, was July 18th. I think he had a total of 3 home runs dating back to like June 28th until today. So we're talking like 3 home runs in pretty much a 6-week period, which for him is outrageous. But yeah, he hits 2. He goes the opposite way, kind of breaks the ice with that first one, and then his next at bat just hands one into the upper deck in right field. So yeah, big time to see him emerging, and when you can get him clicking. Obviously Turner had a rough day Sunday, but he's been swinging the bat a little better. Bryce has been good. You add Arráez to the mix. Stott's swinging a great bat. JT's warming up. So now I just rattled off 6 guys that you can kind of look at as, okay, these guys will give you some offense. Maybe Marsh heats back up. Bohm, I kind of like lower in the lineup. He had a couple of hits on Sunday. Late at bats weren't great. But you're talking about a longer lineup, a little length in that lineup now. And Kyle's just driving the bus. They got him in that leadoff spot where he's had a lot of success. And I hope he's back. And, we always talk about him hitting in bunches, so it wouldn't shock me to see a couple in St. Louis and get hot here and finish this season strong the last 6-7 weeks of the season with a little bit of a power surge.
I thought he was going to hit his 3rd at one point there in extra innings today when there was 2 on in the 10th. I thought he was going to do it. I was like, because we've seen it where it's in bunches, and you never know. It's only August 9th. Obviously, hits 35, right? He's 35. At 35. So 15 more to get to 50. He needs 21 more to get to Howard. So we shall see about that. But you never know. You never know. We've seen him get hot before. Maybe it's just a little later this year than we're used to seeing. But it'd be great if Kyle can get hot and kind of carry this team with the long ball.
No doubt. And in 144 years that they've been playing Phillies baseball,
How about this?
One man alone, has hit 35 or more home runs in 5 straight seasons as a Philly. Kyle Schwarber.
Insane.
Schmitty never did it. Ryan Howard never did it. The Bull didn't do it. You look at some of the other great power hitters in franchise history. Never did it. Never had those 5 straight 35 in a row. Or 35 home runs or more in a season. So quite the impressive accomplishment for him. And that sustained, dependable power that he has provided in his first 5 seasons in Philadelphia has been historic.
Historic. Literally. That's an unbelievable stat.
Yeah.
35-plus homers. His first 5 seasons here. It's awesome. That's incredible. And like I said, hopefully maybe we get to 50 this year.
Not out of the question.
Definitely not out of the question. It'd be kind of sweet if that can end up happening. You mentioned Bohm there.
Mm-hmm.
You like him batting? Because, I mean, I'll tell you what, man. Friday, Rodgers hasn't thrown a strike.
Mm-hmm.
You got, the winning run on third or the tying run on third.
Yeah.
And
it's in that fielder's choice where Trey's out at home. Yeah.
And then he'd go right, just a high chopper, and Trey's out at home. And I don't know if you saw the video. Someone, like a fan, took a video of Bohm, and he was doing his normal tantrum in the dugout. And I do feel bad for him. It's been a struggle. But what are your thoughts with him being moved down to the lineup? The 8th player this season, Sean Kane, to bat 8th.
Yeah.
8 different players have batted 8th. Alec Bohm being the most recent on Sunday.
Yeah, and I believe I saw that Sunday was the first time since May 12th that he's batted lower than 5th.
Yep.
Because if you remember, we all remember his horrid April, where they dropped him down eventually to 8th, and then they moved him. They gave him those couple days off, and they put him back up, and then he had been pretty good for a while there. But yeah, it's been rough lately. I like him in the 8th spot. I think you got to move Stott up. Stott's been probably their most consistent hitter over the last 2.5, 3 months. JT's swinging the bat a little better, so you get him up higher in the lineup, and somebody's got to go down. And I think right now it's Bohm. Like I said, his first couple of bats look good on Sunday. But yeah, I know he has a knack for RBIs, and he's an RBI guy, so that's the rationale for putting him in the middle of the order. But with Arráez now getting on base, and just have Bohm hitting a double plays left and right behind him. That's not really what you want. So I'm good with Bohm lower in the lineup, depending if it's a lefty, if it's a righty, if he's hitting 7th, if he's hitting 8th, whatever. But just a really, and again, you saw it Sunday in extra innings when he's up with, runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, and he hits that pop up to the catcher. Just couldn't even hit a fly ball there to get that run in. Just disappointing that he couldn't do the job there. But it's been a frustrating year for Alec. Hats off to him for making the position change. He's made some nice plays at first. He had a brain cramp on Saturday night on a play where he should have just flipped it to the pitcher, but he made some nice picks over there as well. So hats off for that. I think we're watching the final days of Alec Bohm in a Phillies uniform. I think whenever this season is up, I think he'll go elsewhere in free agency. But hopefully he can pick it back up, and if he picks it back up lower in the lineup, so be it.
Yeah, I think you could be right about that.
Yeah,
I mean, regardless, he needs to help out this team in this lineup because we've said it 1,000 times here in Phillies Talk that this lineup will go as far as basically those key players of Bohm, Stott, Marsh. The lineup can go as far as they can take them, and hopefully Alec Bohm can bounce back a little bit here and kind of carry it on through hopefully the playoffs too.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah, the big guys are going to drive it, obviously,
100%.
up to the top. But I think to your point, the Marsh, Stott, Bohm tier is so important to
throw JT there too.
Give them some support and not let it just be a top-heavy lineup. Those guys are kind of the X factors in the middle of the lineup, and you've seen them all take their turn doing the job. Like Marsh was great for the first half of the season. Stott's been tremendous. He's Stott coming into today. Dating back to the beginning of June is hitting over 300. I have 56, 57 games.
I think it was. I know going into Saturday since June 1st, he's batting 299.
Yeah, and in August, which now is 8-9 games, he's got an OBP of almost 500. He didn't strike out at all going into Sunday's game. He has a bunch of walks. He's getting on base, great at bats, hitting the ball hard, a lot of extra base hits. So Stott, I think, has really just become. The fact that he's playing third base so well defensively, not surprising, but the job he's doing for them, he has become really, really valuable.
Over the last 30 games, he's batting 320 with a 425 on-base percentage and 13 RBIs.
Yeah.
And 510 slugging, too.
Yeah.
Then you up that, the last 7 games, he's batting 455. The last 15 games, he's batting 370. And it's a very, quiet 370. But had the 2 doubles on Friday as well. They had 8 doubles as a team, the most by a Phillies team at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, that was against the Nats, right? One
yeah.
of those games
Was
against
it
the
Thursday?
Nats. Yeah, I think so.
Thursday. Yeah, the days are running
Yeah,
together here.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 doubles.
Nice. Yeah.
Unbelievable. But
question for you before we wrap on Stott.
Hit me.
We asked this in the pregame show. We talked a lot about him in pregame on Sunday. What position is Bryson Stott playing whenever they start playing baseball in 2027? Defensive, obviously, position.
Shortstop.
Yeah, I think so.
I think shortstop.
Yeah, I could see him playing third. I could see him playing, obviously, second. But, yeah, just interesting to see how it's all going to shake out.
It depends what they end up doing with Arráez.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he continues to bring this energy, I don't know if you can let him walk.
Yeah.
And I think 3 years, $45 million will get the job done.
Good deal for Arráez.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, I can see Stott at short next year.
Okay.
Where does that put Trey?
Left field.
Yeah. That's. I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Put him in left, put Marsh over in right with platoon, and put Bryce back at first, and away we go.
And then Aid Miller at third.
There you go. Yeah, could be.
I would like that.
Interesting.
I would like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, continue to swing the bat well, Stotty, if you're listening to this.
I'm sure he is on the flight to St. Louis.
Good.
He'll be dialed in.
It's going to be a happy flight, too. It's going to be a really happy
that
flight.
That would have been a rough flight. They would have lost.
Yeah. And like I said, blowing the 5-2 lead. Derek Hill then comes through, the hero again, his second career walk-off. I feel like I don't know, man. It's kind of like Bader last year, where anytime Hill was up in a huge spot, I'm automatically thinking something good is going to happen. Yeah. Are you the same way?
Yes. Yeah, you got a confidence in him. He's come up with some big hits, and he even joked it with Tom McCarthy and John and Cole after the game on Sunday that he had a few other opportunities earlier in the game to be the hero and didn't go so well. So as he said, try again. And he did, and he stuck with it. And, it was a big hit. Got the job done. Thank goodness. Big win. And it's crazy for like a part-time player, a guy who came over in June. He's certainly had more than his share of big moments.
That he has. And I love it. The guys were just calling him D.
Yeah.
And everyone's very fired up about it. And if he can continue to swing the bat like that and kind of come up with these huge clutch moments, including catches, diving catches.
Yeah.
He did have the toothpick in, by the way, during the walk-off. But, yeah, if he can continue doing that, I like his future here in Philadelphia and hopefully kind of carry this team, not carry it, but be there for the big moments leading into the playoffs. Last thing I want to hit on before the ad break.
Yes, sir.
Zack Wheeler's on a list.
I was just thinking, angry Zack.
Like, what are we doing? What are we
Yet
doing?
another slight to Zack Wheeler in 2026.
Like, MLB, man. And Schneider, I know, he's like, I have all the respect in the world for Zack Wheeler. And I guess it's been brought up. This isn't the first time it's brought up.
No, apparently not.
And Schneider just said, hey, man, I'm just defending my guys.
Yeah.
But I love Zach's response was like, well, they've lost a lot of games.
Yeah,
this year.
Zach taking a shot. The AL
Zach.
champs.
I loved it, though. I mean, your thoughts on that, because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Him,
yelling at the dugout.
Mouthing what we know he mouthed.
Yes.
If you missed it, go watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous in my opinion.
Kind of came out of nowhere for me. Obviously, I didn't know that he had been, I don't know if he knew that he was on a list, but apparently MLB has been watching him because of some different camera angles that they think, because he likes to pitch off to that side of the rubber, off towards first base. And they were saying or accusing him perhaps of his foot not making contact with the rubber when he delivers the ball, which obviously your foot needs to be in contact with the rubber. And guys obviously stand on the edge of the rubber on either side. And apparently the Blue Jays were notified that MLB was looking into that, so they made the ump aware. In the early innings, they were going back and forth, and Madden was out there a couple times, and Wheeler obviously didn't appreciate it, so he's yelling at the dugout, and I think the hitting coach got tossed, and Schneider comes out. Yeah. So very interesting. And Zach afterwards, they've been doing a lot of losing over there, I guess, so they're looking to find ways maybe win a game. But Zach it's crazy.
Angry Zach, man.
Angry Zach. He was angry at Don for pulling him, the All-Star snub. I mean, it's crazy. It's just constantly like people are testing him here in 26. Poor Zach.
He just makes me laugh too.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
I was cracking up. And then post game, he's got that little smirk too, but also is kind of serious about it.
Yeah.
Very serious about it, and it's just hilarious.
His last start in Baltimore, he pitches 2 innings, it starts raining, and then Utley's delaying his start on Friday. He's like, poor guy can't catch a break. It's unbelievable.
Poor Zach, man. Poor Zach. We'll get him a Cy Young eventually.
I hope
so. That would make it all worthwhile, whether he's on the rubber or not. And I know there's other camera angles that have come and show that he's clearly on. Yes, he's definitely closer to first base than most pitchers, but he's still on it, so Schneider and the Blue Jays can chill out over there.
Indeed.
All right, quick ad break on the other side. Chase Utley the newest Wall of Famer, Sean Kane. We'll get into all those ceremonies from this past weekend. But first, a message from our friends at Team Toyota.
This summer, Team Toyota is stepping up to the plate with the All-Star Sales Event. Score great lease offers on new Toyota models like the RAV4, Camry, Corolla, Tacoma, Tundra, and more. Looking for value? We have a huge selection of Toyota certified used vehicles backed by the confidence and quality you expect. And before you hit the road this summer, visit our award-winning service centers to get everything you need before those long road trips. Get your home team advantage in Princeton, Langhorne, or Glen Mills, or shop online at teamtoyota.net.
Welcome back to Phillies Talk, presented by Team Toyota. Sean Kane over there, Spencer McKercher right here. Sean Kane, Chase Utley is a Wall of Famer, and Friday, long day.
Long day Friday for Chase and everybody.
A long day Friday. 2-hour rain delay.
Yep.
Delays that. He doesn't come on until about 7:50. We don't get underway until about 8:40.
Yep.
But I thought his speech was great.
Yep.
I thought Pat Burrell's speech was really good.
Very good.
Kruk was like saying that he was really nervous. You could see him shaking the paper. But I thought all the ceremonies, and we've said it 1,000 times, but the Phillies do such a great job with all of these ceremonies, Wall of Fame or anything really going on. They are top class in that sort of instance. But I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Got to see Jimmy, and then today you see all the, there was 65 former
there's
players.
More than 60 former players spanning like 65 years. Like Art Mahaffey was there, which was crazy. So guys going way back, which was awesome. That's always cool for me, like as a fan and, doing what we do, Toyota Alumni Weekend, just to see all those guys come back and just trotting them out there and seeing them. And obviously it makes you a little bit sad because, like, man, these guys are getting old. Like, these are the guys I grew up watching when I was. And, like, Chase Utley, he's only a few years older than I am. So, like, obviously 20 years back when he was playing, when he was starting his career, I was kind of starting here, and I would go over to the clubhouse a lot back in those days and, just cover games and interviews and such like that. And I remember him and Jimmy as young players, and Shane Victorino as a young guy, and obviously Cole was a rookie. And now those guys are all, in their 40s coming back, being inducted into the Wall of Fame. And, the 08 guys now are starting to file onto the Wall of Fame. Jimmy went on last year. Burrell's already on. Manuel, Charlie, of course, already on. And then they're going to start adding some guys. I'm sure Ryan Howard and Cole Hamels won't be far behind, and Chooch, and go right down the list. Victorino and however many else guys you want to include.
How many guys on that 08 team are going to be in that?
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. So we already got Burrell. Charlie, do you include Charlie?
Yeah, of course.
So Burrell, Charlie, Jimmy, and Chase are already on. That's 4. I think Ryan obviously is 5.
And I think
Cole
he's
is 6. Then you go Chooch 7, Victorino 8. Does Brad Lidge go on for a perfect season? Obviously, he only had that one great season here, but geez, last out of the World Series. And does Brad Lidge go on? Does Jason Worth go on? You start going into like the other pitchers. I don't know that like a Brett Myers would go on, but I don't know that Jamie Moyer would go on.
No.
But yeah, so I mean, I just rattled off about 8 or 9 guys there, and I don't include like I think Halladay, I think, is already on, and they did a retirement ceremony for him.
Yeah,
but, like I don't know that Cliff Lee would go on if he hasn't been back since he retired.
No,
some other guys that kind of came after that era, that 08 team, but yeah, I think there's a chance you could get 10 guys total from that 08 team on there.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. Then you asked me on Friday, who won this current team?
Wall of Famers.
Could be Wall of Famers.
Okay, you want to go ahead first?
Schwarber.
Yeah, Schwarber definitely.
Harper.
Definitely.
Wheeler.
Definitely.
I think Aaron Nola.
100%.
Will definitely be on that.
Nola's on there.
JT?
JT's on there.
You think so?
No doubt. He's been here for 8 years. I think a lot of people argue he's probably the best catcher that ever played for them in terms of all-around game. And I think JT is 100% on there. That's 5.
Sanji.
Sanchez will go on if this continues. Yes, certainly. 6.
It could be maybe Duran too, depending on the next few years.
For a little while.
Yeah.
Who are we forgetting? Anybody else? Like, I mean, the guys like the Stotts of the world. If he has like another 5-6 years where he's here and they win and whatever.
Yeah.
But
like Marsh maybe.
Yeah. Like I think those guys are young and But and does Rob Thompson go on? Think about it. Like as a manager, Rob Thompson, back-to-back division titles, a pennant, 4 straight postseason appearances. I mean, that's a pretty good resume. Didn't win the World Series like Dallas Green and Charlie Manuel, but he had a pretty good run of sustained success for his career. So it's an interesting debate to think how many guys they're gonna put on the Wall of Fame.
That's fun with Topper. I didn't think about him.
Yeah,
I could see that. 2 division titles, like you said.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think Trey goes on at the moment, but if he's here for his whole contract and puts up numbers and wins a couple batting, I think eventually maybe he'll have a shot too.
Sure. Cassie?
I wouldn't put Nick on there.
No.
I appreciate all the contributions Nick made, but he's not the Wall of Fame. He's not a Wall of Fame guy. I hope he comes back for Alumni Day. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Very popular with the fans. I'm sure the fans would love to see him, but I don't have a spot for Nick on that wall. I don't need Nick on that wall.
No.
Want me on that wall.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah.
Maybe Cap, though, one day. I don't know. We'll see.
I doubt it, but he's on my personal
chance.
Wall of Fame.
Yep, that's
he's on my
right.
media-friendly Wall of Fame.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Your favorite Chase moment ever?
Ever? I mean, I always think of, I could Chase, again, was right in the prime of, when I was starting here, and I just remember so many different moments during that run. The pump fake throw during the World Series comes to mind. Him scoring in Atlanta, Chase Utley, you're the man, comes to mind. The 5 home runs in the 2009 World Series, and just how good he was from 05 to 09. I remember going over to the clubhouse, and just how intense he was in there, especially when the media was around. I think he kind of put up a little different, he wouldn't really let loose when the media was around, but just his intensity. The grand slam, his first career hit way back in 03.
Unbelievable.
The home run he hit in Game 1 of the World Series in 08. They were going down to Tampa, and he talked about this in the booth with Tom and John. They win the NLCS. Tampa, the Rays, you're thinking, okay, they have a good chance to beat this team in the World Series, but Tampa was on a roll. They were hot. They had all those cowbells. Remember the cowbells down in Tampa?
I do.
In 08. Oh, it's loud down there. Good luck. Philly's got to go down there for Games 1 and 2. It's a madhouse down there, and Chase just first inning, bang. Gave him a 1-0 lead. They went to win that one game. Lost Game 2, and then came back here and finished it off. So there you go. That was about 10 different Chase things that come up to my mind. Just played so hard, set the tone, so intense. Really at his best, probably one of the best second basemen in baseball history.
100%.
Yeah.
100% with you. I think just the Deke throw against the Rays there in the World Series. I think that's arguably maybe the best play in Phillies history.
Just such a heads-up play, gamer. Yep.
Huge moment.
Yeah.
That's mine. I will never, I think, for as long as I live, and I know a lot of Phillies fans probably will not ever forget that moment because it was so special when he did it. And I just remember being like, what in the world did he just do?
So heads up. And great tag by Chooch, too.
Yeah, great tag. Can't forget about the tag from Chooch.
Yep.
Still pretty cool, though. And happy for Chase and his family. And go check it out. Plaque looks good out in left field there in the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
So.
The parade speech, of course, a memorable moment.
Of course.
Resonates with people.
I thought, because I remember last year when Jimmy got in, he mentioned, he's like, Chase, whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Good luck on that speech.
Right.
I thought he was going to bleep. I thought he was going to drop a bleep at some point. He did not.
He put it very, very straight. He was
still a great speech.
I couldn't believe. I never heard him talk anywhere near that long at one time in my life.
It was like 17 minutes.
Yeah, he went and thanked everybody and his family, obviously, and a lot of people in the Phillies organization that meant a lot to him. So it was great. He did a good job.
It was pretty cool. So congrats to Chase.
Yeah.
Happy for the Phillies. Go check it out, like I said. All right. We're looking at the future, Sean Kane, with PH.
Alrighty.
Phillies heading to St. Louis for the first time this year. And obviously, every time we go there, it just reminds me of the wild card in 2022.
Yes.
I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I know why, but for whatever reason, I just get flashbacks to Gene Segura jumping up and down.
That crazy Game 1 out there where they were down.
Unbelievable.
And they had that wild inning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But Andrew Painter takes the mound for the Phillies against Hunter Dobbins.
Hunter Dobbins, correct. Yes. So, Painter, hamstring tightness his last outing.
I hope
Says he's all right. Let's hope so, because we don't have a lot of pitching depth anywhere. We don't have a lot of depth in the rotation. We have a lot of depth in the bullpen. So Painter hopefully can go out. And he's been pitching well. He's been throwing the ball better. So let's hope he does it again and go from there. But St. Louis is on the fringes of the wild card race, so they got something to play for. Never an easy place to play. It'll be tough. And then you got the weird series with Minnesota. You go in Iowa, then you have the off day, then out to Minnesota. So you need to keep. They've been pretty good on the road, better on the road than at home this year, which is crazy. So win some games on the road and keep pacing this wild card race.
That's all you can do.
Yeah,
that's all you can do because you are now 8.5 back at the Braves. We'll get to the standings in a second.
Yeah, 8.5.
He's facing up against Hunter Dobbins, and then Monday, Tuesday, both 7:45 starts. It's going to be Christopher Sanchez looking for his 16th, Sean Kane, 16th win of the season against Andre Payante. And what was the stat with Sanchez? Was it the fastest to 15 since Carlton?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's a career high already. And, they haven't had a 20-game winner since Halladay in 2010. So we're talking 16 years. And, he needs 5 more wins to get there. But, yeah, I think you're right. Fastest to 15 wins in terms of number of games in a season. Maybe since Carlton. That could be right.
I think that's what either it was on the show or on the broadcast. I can't remember. But still, unbelievable. You see 15 wins, you're like, holy cow.
Yeah, this day and age, the wins obviously aren't as common and prioritized. But 15 wins in early August is pretty impressive.
8 starts maybe left?
Yeah. So, you get 5 wins there. I think 20 wins that's incredible.
That'd be sweet, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. hopefully Sanchez can get 16 on Tuesday, and then Sean Kane Wednesday, 2:10 start. Zack Wheeler, angry Zack.
What's going to go wrong for Zack in that one?
I hope nothing.
Who's going to offend Zack in this one?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, probably poor rain.
Something will go wrong. Yeah.
He's facing up against Kyle Leahy of the St. Louis Cardinals. Take 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You need to.
Yep.
You need to, because you got, like you said, you got to keep ground in this wild card right now, because it's crazy how we went from 2 games back, here we come, to now 8.5 back of that division. So now it's fight for your lives, hold on to your butts kind of time, because my dad even mentioned this too. The schedule in September, Sean Kane?
Not easy.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Like, very hard.
I've
One
seen
of the
it.
toughest schedules in all of baseball.
I've seen it.
So this is the time to gain ground.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do it against a not great Blue Jays team this weekend, but you need to do it in St. Louis, and you definitely need to do it in Minnesota and in Iowa, whatever you want to say. But this is 6 games right now where you need. I need 4-2, heading out to St. Louis and Minnesota, and we'll rock from there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, it's right. You're right. They got a couple series with the Braves in September. You got the Rays and the Brewers in September. There's a lot of tough games with teams that are going to be jockeying for playoff position. So, yeah, you need to make some hay here in August.
100%. Hopefully they do that starting out in St. Louis. You got anything else? We're landing the plane.
No. Any updates from Sea Isle? Sea Isle good? Still
standing
great. Down there?
Still standing.
Good.
Good fantasy draft weekend with the boys.
Oh, good. That's early draft.
So it's our dynasty league.
Okay.
So it's like the rookie draft. So you bring in all the rookies and you keep the team moving forward. I made a big trade, though.
Oh, boy.
Gave up 2 first-round picks and Jackson Dart for Jalen Hurts.
Wow, for your dynasty squad.
Rico Dowdle.
Okay.
Jalen Warren, Jordan Addison, and a second and a third.
Wow, that's a lot of moving parts in that deal.
A lot.
Okay. All right, so can you give a couple picks? Jackson Dart, obviously you're not banking on.
Sure. I'm going to win now thing.
You're a win now. And Hurts isn't an old guy. He just had his, 28th birthday or whatever, so figure he'll be around for a few more years for you.
Still have Jordan Love, too.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to be fine.
All right.
We're going to be fine. But a great weekend.
Good.
A long day yesterday.
Yeah.
That's why I
made it into
look
work
and
today.
sound like this. Oh,
Thank
yeah,
God.
man. Had to.
Yeah,
Had to.
good.
It took 2.5 hours to get back, but that's here nor there. Good time, though. Everything good with you?
Everything's great with me. I've been here all weekend watching baseball.
Yeah, you have.
Trying to rein Ricky Bottalico and Ben Davis in. These guys are ready to kill somebody some of these games, but
they were
we made it through.
Prime form for both of them this weekend. But all right, we're landing it.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to Phillies Talk Podcast, presented by Team Toyota. For Sean Kane, I'm Spencer McKercher. I almost forgot my name.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Spencer McKercher.
Shout out to Michael Barkane on Phillies Post Game Live, literally calling me Andrew McKercher.
Yep.
Was it Drew Mack we were going to go with?
Drew Mack, yeah. Drew
like
Mack
that.
working his sources from the ballpark.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday before the Phillies get set to head to Iowa in the Field of Dreams game in the Corn.